Hello. In today's video, we will discuss the topic: Do in India revolution in education should take place? Now, what is this revolution? Revolution means it is a reformation to be brought about in society or any political system or an educational system. So, how does this revolution take place? When the old values are worn out and are what is called as outdated, then there is the need of bringing up a new theory or uh, uh, new new uh, policy which would transform these old values and turn them into beneficial and progressive values. So, Nelson Mandela, the father of South African freedom struggle, has said that education can alone bring out the revolution in society. Many thinkers have predicted their opinion that education has so much power that it can bring a statutory change, alteration in the whole infrastructural makeup of the society. So, in today's talk, we will discuss that do in India also educational revolution should take place or not. Now, I will discuss it. Listen. Yes, it is my firm, determined opinion that revolution in education should take place in India. Britishers, for their convenience, brought about varied number of reforms in Indian educational system so that pass out graduated Indian students will become servants in their different institutions and help them harmoniously and willingly to run British administration in India. After the end of British rule, Indian government should have brought considerable changes in our educational system, but they did not. They carried on with same policy. The result was that Indians are only mechanized labormen who works like machines on the instructions of their boss, but are lost all values and heartful emotional sentiments and Indian cultural heritage. Today we are all imitating Western culture in every sphere, at every plane, blindly following the Western culture without any selective analysis. So, to avoid all these losses and damages, Indian educationists and thinkers are trying to bring revolutionary reforms in our educational system. The new educational policy should imitate our oldest policy, which was practiced during Rigvedic period, Aryan period. The students who were to seek education had to go to teacher's house and to live in strict rules and regulations and had to do all the work which the teachers assigned to them. This taught them the ethical value of equality, fraternity, obedience, celibacy, etc. All these virtues could build in them a strongest and noblest citizen in all spheres who could handle the responsibility of protecting and safeguarding the nation in economic, social and cultural aspect. Thus, the personality of student coming from this Gurukul was molded and reconstructed in pure, noble, gentle and disciplined environment. Their character was inculcated with moral virtues and wise ethical values which helped them to solve any problem that confronted them in their life, that it may be personal, national, social, cultural or of nation security. Thus, if we succeed in bringing that Rigvedic educational policy in present time, then there will no time lapse and that our India will be the strongest, most developed, economically self-sufficient nation in all respect. Means we have there is a proverb in English: old is gold. If the whatever the positive and optimistic points were in the oldest educational system which was prevalent in India, if that is brought about in India now and without any caste distinction, if all the students are given the same type of education, naturally I think that India will be a strongest youthful power empowered nation. Thank you.